This is A Square Maths Made Easy Academy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In my today's video, I'm going to be discussing Waec questions, past questions, West African Examination Word Council. And today we're going to be dealing with angle of elevation and what? Depression word problems. I am going to see how I can do justice to them one after the other. Please, I beg you, please subscribe to my channel. Please make sure we watch from the beginning to the end. Then and also please comment on the commenting section and also share it. Thank you very much as you do that. Now can we observe this question as well? Now this is West African Examination Council. So the topic we're entering now is angle of elevation and depression, part 1. Part what? 1. Are you with me? Now, the question says, a simple measuring device. A simple measuring what? Device. This is device. A simple measuring what? Device is used at a point X and what? Y on the same horizontal what? Level to measure the angle of elevation of the peak P of what? A certain what? Mountain. Now, if X is known to be what? 5,200 meters above the sea level, then the side of XY is what? 4,000 meters. And the measurement of the angles of elevation of P at X and Y are 15 degrees and what? 35 degrees respectively. Now, the question is, find the height of the mountain. Now, take tan to be 15 degrees to be 0.3 and 35 degrees to be 0.7. This is Waec past question 1993, question number 3. Now, let's quickly take a look at this question one after the other. Now, can we start again? A simple measuring device is used at a point X and Y. There was no full statement yet. On the same horizontal, the same what? Horizontal level to measure the angle of elevation of the peak P of what? A mountain. Permit me to stop here to the peak P of what? A certain what? Mountain. Now watch this. Let us observe this first. Very simple. In angle of elevation, the most important thing there is learn how to draw the diagram. Once the diagram is drawn, you can solve. You can do what? Solve. Now watch this, everyone. Let us say this is the mountain like this. This is the what? Mountain like this. And at the peak of that mountain, it is P. It is what? P. So permit me to call this mountain. So this is called the mountain. Are you with me now? We call it mountain. And the peak of the mountain is what? P. And it was observed that X and Y on the same horizontal level to measure the angle of elevation of the peak P of a certain what? Mountain. Now look up. If X is known to be what? 5,200 what? Meters. Am I complicating now? But look at it. Above what? Sea level. Above what? Sea level. I want you to understand the question. Above what? Sea level. Let us say these are sea level. These are what? Sea level. Let's call it, this is sea what? Level. Am I communicating? You understand what I'm trying to say here? This is called sea what? Level. And at this point X, are you with me? It is above sea level. And this point is the point what? X. And this point X that is above what? Sea level. This is sea level, it's above. Is given as 5,200 what? Meters. Hope you are following. Even without me being told, you know that for this X now, let's continue with the message first. Now above sea what? Level. Now look up. Side XY is 4,000 meters. And the measurement of the angles of the elevation of P at what? X and Y are 15 degrees and what? 35 degrees. So which means the value of X is 15 degrees and the value of Y is what? 35 what? Degrees. But mind you that this is point X. Are you with me? Now the distance between the two, now look at it here. which is this ray on point what? Y. This is now point what? Y. Are you there? Point Y. And the distance given there is 4,000 meters. Am I communicating now? And you should observe that it must extend to this very particular what? Mountain, which will form what we call a right-angled what? Triangle. I want you to observe something here. Let's say we have two objects here, like this, and this is point X, this is point Y. And the distance between X and Y is given as 4,000 meters. 4,000 what? Meters. Are you with me now? And there is a mountain here. Let's say this is a mountain. You agree with me that for this point P to observe the peak of the mountain, it must leave a little distance away from the what? Mountain. This Y cannot be here looking at the peak of the mountain. It is not possible. For him to observe the peak of the mountain, he has to move away. Move what? Away from the foot of this mountain, and so that it will now be at this point in order to observe this mountain at a particular what? Angle. And the same thing applicable to point what? X. He will still observe the peak of this mountain as he moves far away from the mountain. So, and observe what? The peak of the mountain, which is like that. Is exactly how the diagram is. And this particular one now is above the sea level. Above the what? Sea level. And above the sea level is given as 5,200 what? Meters. Am I communicating now? Do you understand? Now you can agree with me that the more I move away from the mountain farther, the more the angle decreases. The more I come close to the mountain is the more the angle what? Increase. Because I must obtain my neck to a certain angle that is greater than 0 but less than 90 degrees for me to obtain this peak of the mountain. Are you with me now? Now let's move now. Remember, from this point X to this point Y is already given as 4,000 meters. 4,000 what? Meters. Are you with me? 4,000 what? Meters. Now let's push on. Now the question is this. From that peak of the mountain P, the angle of elevation between X and Y are what? 15 degrees. So this man now point X, observe from here and stop. And that angle to the peak of the mountain like this, which at this peak, are you with me now? The angle that was observed is 15 what? Degrees. Then Y also observe the peak of the mountain, but the angle is what? 35 degrees. So this is point Y, right? It will move like this and stop and move to this very particular angle. And this angle is what? 35 what? Degrees. And that is why I say the more you come close to the mountain, the more the angle increases. But the more you go far away from the mountain, the more the angle does what? Decreases. Now this is exactly how you will establish this word statement. Have I made myself clear? Now, if that is the case, can we observe what we are looking for? Watch. Now, the question says, find the height of the mountain. Oh my goodness. We shall ask to find the height of the mountain. Now, from here now to this point, let's call it point what? Z. Then if I add this now, call it point A now. It means that it governs both from the height of the mountain and also the sea level, above the sea what? Level. That is exactly what we are looking for. Once we discover this now, which is the height of the mountain, from B to Z, we now add it with the sea level, which is 5,200 what? Meters. Remember that this one is the same thing with this one. Am I communicating now? Do you understand me now? So here we go. Very, very simple. Now, what do we do? Generally, this is a right angle or triangle. It will generate to us on what we call the rule of SOHCAHTOA. Let's start with the first one. Remember that this is the opposite, right? And this is what? Adjacent. So what we are meant to observe here is the rule of SOHCAHTOA. Are you with me now? Now, if you are using the rule of SOHCAHTOA, so which means we apply the rule of tan. And what does the statement say? Watch. That tan theta, are you there, is now opposite, then all over what? Adjacent. Let's start with the first one. When theta is 15 degrees, can we substitute now? It will generate tan 15 degrees, then equal to opposite. Opposite is PZ, and PZ is what? H. All over the adjacent. The adjacent is from this point to the foot of the what? The mountain. So which is going to be from point XY. And what is xy? 4,000. Are you with me? Then plus, we don't know yz, so we call it yz. Are you with me now? That is exactly how we are going to picture it. So what is my target? Is to make the height subject of the formula. I will do cross what? Multiply. So that 1 times h will give me what? H. Then equal to. Now tan 15 degrees times this will give us 4,000 plus zy. Are you with me? In bracket. Then tan what? 15 degrees. Call it equation 1. Then I now move to the second equation, which is this very particular angle, tan theta as well. I will now say when theta is 35 what? Degrees. Then can I say tan 35 degrees is now equal to, opposite again is what? H. All over what? Adjacent. We don't know adjacent. Adjacent is yz. What is the end target? To make h subject of the formula. Call this over 1. Then 1 times h will give us what? H. Then equal to tan 35 degree times yz will give us yz tan what? 35 degree. Call it equation what? 2. Oh my goodness. Can you see? For us to identify the height of the mountain, we have to know the value of z what? Y or y what? Z. Now can you see that now? Equation 1 is equal to equation 2. Now let's do the comparison together. Are you with me now? So what is the value of this? I can now say equation 1 under the first height in equation 1 is equal to height in equation 2. Are you with me? Then let's substitute. What is equation 2? Equation 1 I mean 4,000 plus what? Are you there? Then yz, y what? Z. Then close the bracket, tan what? 15 degrees is now equal to h2. What is h2? h2 is yz, are you there? Then tan what? 35 degrees. My target is to punch tan 15 degrees and tan what? 35. But don't be in a hurry to punch it, because already the value of tan 15 degrees is given. Look at it here. Tan 15 degrees is what? 0.3. And tan 35 degrees was 0.7. Let's substitute. I will now say 4,000 plus yz in bracket. What is tan this? 15 degrees, 0.3. Then equal to, what is tan 35 degrees, 0.7 times yz will give us 0.7 yz. The next thing is to open the bracket to the left. Am I communicating now? I will now say 4,000 times what? 0.3. Are you there? Times 0.3. Look at what it gives me. 1,200. Then plus yz times 0.3. 0.3 yz. Then equal to what? 0.7 yz. Our target is collection of like terms. I will now carry 1,200 this way and leave with me 0.3 yz. When this one right crosses to the left, becomes minus 0.7. Are you with me? Yz. Then it's now equal to, when 1,200 crosses over to the right, it becomes minus 1,200. Are you with me now? Now, if I continue, what did I say? If I what? Continue, what am I going to get? Then watch. Watch. Now, what am I going to get? I will now punch 0.3 minus 0.7. It will now give me, watch, 0.4. I will now have minus 0.4. Are you here? Yz. Then equal to minus 1,200. Minus to the left, we cancel minus to the what? Right. I will now make yz subject of the formula. I will divide everything by 0.4. Divide everything by 0.4. Now this will cancel this. So which means yz should now be equal to. Now this is 1,200 divided by 0.4, which will now give me 3,000 meters. 3,000 what? Meters. Remember, this one now, we already succeeded by noting the value of zy as 3,000 what? Meters. Am I communicating now? Now, do you know that it is easy for us to know the heights now of the mountain? Either we use equation 1 or we use equation what? 2. Now remember that the height of the mountain in equation 2, don't forget, are you with me now, is 0.7 yz. Y what? Z. This is equation 2. I can use equation 1, I can use equation what? 2. Do we know yz? Yes, 3,000. Can I say h is now 0.7 times what? 3,000. Are you there? Now let us multiply. 0.7 times what? 3,000 times what? 3,000. It will now give me 0.7 times 3,000. Are you there? Okay, now what would be the answer? I want you to watch. Oh my goodness. We point 0.7 times 3 what? 1,000. So what would be the answer? The answer is 2,100 what? Meters. But don't be in a hurry to conclude. This is not. We just calculated from this point P to point what Z. But when you are looking for the height of the mountain, remember that mountain sunk inside the water. So which means we're going to add one of the above what? Sea level. I will now say therefore height of the what? Mountain. Are you there? Height of the what? Mountain. Wow. Is now equal to the H we got, which is 2,100 meters, then plus above the sea level, and sea level is 5,200 meters. Can we add now? Now it will now give us, are you with me? This one is 0, this one is also 0, while this one is also 0, and this plus this will give you what? 3, and 2 plus 5 will give you what? 7. So what is the correct answer? 7,300 what? Meters. That is the height of the what? Mountain. Please don't forget to share this video. Very, very important. And see you in my next video on different terrain on what? Angle of elevation and what? Depression. Thank you.